Mayor of Seattle pushing to rebuild its depleted police force after 6 separate shootings rocked the city over the weekend.
As a city, we cannot continue on this current trajectory of losing police officers. It is a false choice between community-led solutions and police officers. We need both.
Her plea to rebuild comes after the Seattle Police Department lost 250 police officers over the past 17 months. Here with why he says we need to make crime illegal again, Washington State Congressional candidate Matt Larkin. Matt, thanks for being here. From the moment the defund movement started, we had guests, most of our guests, come on this program and say these liberal mayors are going to regret this. Why didn't Jenny Durkan see that?
Well, you know, we're all asking that question. And we've seen rising crime in Washington State for a long time now. And now we're seeing it at an apex. It's spiking. And it's not the time to be cutting law enforcement. That's the issue. And that's why my campaign is running on a simple principle. Keep our communities safe. Back our men and women in blue. And make crime illegal again. And these are common sense things, right? My 8-year-old son, I was telling someone earlier, my 8-year-old son can distill it down to one sentence. We were watching the news the other day, and he turns to me and he said, "Dad, if they get rid of our police, who's going to keep us safe?"
Yeah.
And I love it when a child shows more intellectual maturity than the Seattle City Council. And that's what's happening here.
Yeah, well, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan, she had probably the quote of the year last year during the Chaz Chop Zone era. If you'll recall, she had this to say about it.
We've got 4 blocks in Seattle that you just saw pictures of that is more like a block party atmosphere.
How long do you think Seattle in those few blocks looks like this?
I don't know. We could have the summer of love.
Summer of love. Fast forward to 2021, not the summer of love. Shootings are up by 41%. I mean, I don't want to belabor the past, but what did the mayor and the city council expect was going to happen here?
Sure, not only 40%, but murders are up in Seattle, 61%. And these are real statistics. These are things that affect our communities. These are things that make our Washington citizens feel unsafe. And you're not only seeing it in Seattle, you're seeing it creep out of Seattle. And that's what I'm hearing as I go around my district in my congressional race. People are scared that these Seattle policies are rippling out of Seattle. And we're seeing it. We are, and we're seeing it all the way out in Washington, D.C., actually. So we've got to do something about it. But these far leftist, soft-on-crime rhetoric, soft-on-crime policies are not the answer. And those flippant remarks from the mayor last summer, those were astounding to me. This is as people are locking police officers in the Seattle precinct and trying to burn the building down. This is as people are throwing flaming spears into occupied police cars. And yet there's no leadership. The mayor never once stood up for our men and women in blue, and that's not okay. And that's not just our mayor. We're seeing that from the far-left leaders in this country. They're not taking a stance to back those folks who are out there putting their lives on the line for us every single day.
Okay, so how would you reverse this alarming trend?
Well, it's leadership, right? We need to step up, say vocally and loudly, hey, we've got your backs. But we also need to enforce the law. And not to harp a point, but we need to make crime illegal again. We're not prosecuting crime either in Seattle and around the country, frankly, because not only does the far left not want to prosecute crime, once the crime is prosecuted, they want to use every excuse possible to let those who have been prosecuted out of jail.
Yeah. You know, Eric Adams, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Eric Adams, he is expected to be the next mayor of New York City because he ran on an anti-crime platform. You're running on an anti-crime platform as well. So do you think that this trend is going to spread across the country? In essence, do you think that we're entering a pro-police era?
I do. I certainly hope so. People are fed up with it. People want to feel safe to take their kids to the parks. Grandparents want to feel safe to take their kids down to the neighborhood ice cream shop. People want to let their kids roam in their neighborhoods. People want to go into the cities to catch ball games or see a show. People are sick and tired of this crime wave, and we've got to do something about it. And that's why my campaign's gaining so much support. You can get involved at larkinforcongress.com. We're seeing a huge influx of people coming to the fold and saying, yes, Matt, we want to get behind you. How do we stop this stuff? And that's what I'm fighting for.
All right. Matt Larkin, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank
You
you.
bet.